The Legend of Rawapening. Once upon a time in the valley between Mount Merbabu and Telomoyo, there was a village called Nasem. In that village lived a couple named Ki Hajar and Nyai Salakanta, who were known to be generous and helpful. So they were highly respected by the community. Unfortunately, they did not have any children. Nevertheless, Ki Hajar and his wife always lived in harmony. Every time they faced a problem, they always solved it through deliberation. One day, Ki Hajar often saw his wife Nyai Salakanta sitting passively by herself. Ki Hajar approached his wife and asked her what was going on.
What are you thinking about my wife?
I'm just thinking about what it will be like if we had a child. How happy our life will be if that happened.
Be patient, my wife. Maybe we are not destined to have a baby, but we should not give up just yet.
I understand the situation, but I just want to experience being the mother of my own flesh and blood.
Ki Hajar was saddened to see his wife's situation as it seemed that Nyai Salakanta was eager to have children. Seeing the sadness of his beloved wife made Ki Hajar unable to hold back his tears. Then Ki Hajar asked permission from his wife to go to meditate to ask the Almighty.
Oh, my wife, do you allow me to go into asceticism?
What will you do, my husband?
I will find a way out and ask Almighty give us a baby son.
Are you seriously going to do this, my husband? Are you going to leave me here alone?
Oh, my wife, don't decide. I'm doing this also for you, sake, so that you can feel the motherhood of your own flesh and blood, as you said the other day.
Well, I'll love you meditate for our sake, my husband.
Thank you, wife. You are the best.
Nyai Salakanta fulfilled her husband's wish even though it was hard to say goodbye. The next day, Ki Hajar left for the slope of Mount Telomoyo. Nyai Salakanta was left alone with an interestingly lonely heart. As time passed, Ki Hajar did not return home from his hermitage on the slope of Mount Telomoyo for months. Nyai Salakanda's heart began to be filled with anxiety in case something happened to her husband. Until one day, Nyai Salakanda felt nauseous and then vomited, thinking that she was pregnant.
Why am nauseous and vomiting? What's happening to me? I am pregnant?
It turned out that her guess was right. Every day her stomach grew bigger. How sad she was that her pregnancy was not accompanied by her beloved husband. When the time came, she finally gave birth. However, Nyai Salakanda was surprised because the child she gave birth to was not a human, but a dragon.
What is this? Why did my son become a dragon?
Even so, she still accepted her son and named him Baraklunting. When he was a teenager, Baraklunting asked his mother.
Mom, do you have father?
Nyai Salakanda was surprised to hear the question that came out of her son's mouth. But it made her realize that it was time for Baraklunting to know who his father was.
Yes, my son, your father's name is Ki Hajar, but now he is meditating in a cave on the slope of Mount Telomoyo. Go see him and tell him that you are his son.
At first, Baraklunting doubted his body. Baraklunting was afraid that his father would not believe him as a son. However, Nyai Salakanda convinced her son by bringing an heirloom spear named Baraklunting.
If you bring that heirloom spear, your father will believe that you are his son because that heirloom is a legacy from your father's son.
Okay, Mom. I do what you say.
Baraklunting then set off towards the slopes of Mount Telomoyo in search of his father. When he arrived at the hermitage, Barakunting met Ki Hajar and bowed before him.
Oh, Ki Hajar, please allow me to introduce myself to you. I am Baruklinting, the son of Nyai Selakanta, and your son who was sent by my mother to find his father and give me your heirloom. Spare us a sign that I am your son.
I don't need that, Prof. I want you to circle Mount Telemoyo if you can do it. Then you are really my son, who was the form of a dragon.
Well, if that's what you want, I try.
It turned out that Barakunting could easily circle the mountain. Ki Hajar admitted that it was true that Barakunting was his son.
I believe you are my son. If you want to be human, then stay on the hill of Tugur.
When Barakunting was meditating on Tiger Hill, the people from Patok village come. They were hunting for animals to be used as food for the Artians fest that by celebrate after the harvest is over. Unable to find a single animal, they captured the great ascetic dragon and cooked it. Before being captured operationally, Barakunting had transformed into a small, shabby child. The little boy came to the party held by the villagers of Patok and asked to join in enjoying the dishes served. However, the resident rejected and presence of the savage child. Even Barakunting was expelled and kicked. With anger and hurt, Barakunting left the place. Then met an old widow named Nyai Latung who treated her very well.
Hey, what are you doing, sweet boy?
Who are you?
Yes, I'm Nyai Latung. So, what's going on with you?
I entered to visit the party, but I was treated so badly. I was really hurt and angry with the people of the village.
They are like that. You better come with me.
Really?
Of course, I will treat you well, sweet boy.
Why weren't you invited to the party?
That's normal. This I am disgusting, so I'm not allowed to join the party.
How dare they do that? Why are they being so mean to you?
I myself don't understand the reason behind it all.
This has gone too far. You immediately prepare a wooden mortar and wait until you hear a roar.
Well, I'll prepare what you say.
Good.
Barakunting then returned to the party of Patok village. The villagers still tried to drive him away. Barakunting then stuck a stick into the ground. He then challenged the village to pull it out, but no one was able to pull it out. Barakunting then pulled out the stick itself and a fairy spring burst forward by a rumbling sound. The water that emerged from the spring flooded the village and found Rawapening. All the village drowned except for Nilatung who had treated Barakunting well. Nilatung finally survived because she entered a wooden mountain that functioned as a bath. After the event, Barakunting returned to being a dragon to guard Rawapening. Finish! From the story of Rawapening, we learn that arrogance and disrespect for others is an attitude that is not commendable. We should respect and help each other regardless of difference.